My name is Lee McChesney, and I am the Data Center Practice Manager for NetSync. And we are a company based out of Houston, Texas, primarily a partner focused on state and local education customers, as well as some commercial and enterprise customers.
My name is John Getty, and I serve as the cloud advocate for all of NetSync. When we started our AWS practice, a lot of those leadership principles that AWS already had actually match up with some of the principles that we operate NetSync on every day. NetSync became a public sector partner about 2 years ago, and our experience within the public sector is probably 20 years long. All of the resources that the public sector partner program has behind it, we utilize them a lot. And we use them to drive engagement and to move opportunities forward more quickly.
NetSync works with AWS by finding creative solutions for our customers. We try to take a look at our customers' existing infrastructure and find ways to plug in AWS to really augment what they already have in place.
A service called NetSync.io, which is our own intellectual property, to help customers understand on a day-by-day basis how they're spending their money, what they're spending it on, very, very detailed metrics. We don't charge customers for NetSync.io. What we want them to have is access to that data so they can feel comfortable in what they're doing and expand their use of AWS. A really great example is a large school district in Texas. They have over 100,000 students. This particular customer, they started with no account. Nobody had ever asked them about AWS ever. And their problem was they had an external secure DNS service provider that was just for DNS. And they were having a poor experience and they were paying a lot of money. And we said, hey, why don't you give Route 53 a try? And they went from spending over $1,000 a month to about $25. And they came back and they said, now we want to talk to you about how do we deliver high-valued applications like Adobe Creative Cloud and AutoCAD to our users who have all just been sent home. And we said, well, okay, great, let's talk about AppStream. So they deployed AppStream and they streamed it to thousands of users, students, at home with just whatever computer they had. It worked out great. And the next thing they asked for was, how do we back up and have a disaster recovery service? And they started to implement AWS's version of disaster recovery services called Cloud Endure. And that worked. And now they're looking at their top 30 workloads of just simply migrating them to the cloud. So this is the progression of a great example of how a cloud journey looks. All of this that I just described happened in about 14 months.
The advice that we would give our public sector customers who are looking to migrate or in the process of migrating to the AWS cloud is to find one small problem that they can solve with a service in AWS. So finding a very, very small problem and solving it with AWS allows them to kind of get over the fear, get over the trepidation that comes with change.